Hey y'all, and welcome to Monter's Market, and welcome to my Rustic-Farmhouse Fall DIYs video. I am going to throw a little fall DIY in here, but actually everything that I'm making today can be used for fall, so let's just jump into DIY number one. For DIY number one, I'm making this really pretty door hanger or picture or whatever you want to call it. I'm using these rounds that you can get from Hobby Lobby. They're 14 inches round. $12.99 is the regular price, but you know I always get it for half price. I'm going to go in with some Ivory chalk paint and some antique wax to get the effect that I give it in the end. I am going to use this Chalk Couture transfer. I'm going to use the one on the bottom. I'm not sure if this one is still available or not. If it is, it will be listed in my link below. If it's not, I will find someone who has it for sale and list that in the link below. So either way, it'll be listed down below if I can find one. So now I'm just going to tape off just above the area where I want the sign. And I'm going to go in with this amazing black chalkboard paint from the Dollar Tree. This stuff is so good and it goes so far. You saw how little bit I just put on that spot right there, and it's going to cover the whole entire thing very, very well. And actually, if it were a bottle that I could put it back in, I would have a little bit to put back in there. Now I'm going to take it off, and I'm just going to move my tape down so that I can tape off right along that same edge that we just made. And I'm going to cover the rest of it in the antique wax. What I was doing there was just sanding down a couple of little rough spots that it had on the wood. So I'm going to tape it off here, same exact placing that I had on the other one, and I'm going to use the antique wax like I just mentioned and go all over the top and the bottom of the area right there where I'm going to do where I did the chalkboard paint. And then once I get that antique wax on, then I'm going to do what I usually always do and take baby wipe and wipe it off. Now, sometimes you'll see me using a baby wipe without brushing it on first. I usually brush it on if the area is bigger than it is. You know, well, if it's smaller than this, I'll use the baby wipe. I'll get it right in a minute, y'all. Anyway, look at how pretty that wood grain is that's popping out of that wood. I love this antique wax. So once I get all of the areas covered with that antique wax and get it wiped back down, bringing out that gorgeous wood grain, I'm going to remove my tape and get ready to go in with my transfer. This is so cute. It says farmhouse-ish. And then it says a rustic dwelling minus the actual farm, which is super cute to me. So I'm just going to use my white paste. I'm going to rub it on and then wipe it off and then reveal that gorgeous print. Watch this. Look at that. Plumb perfect every time. I love it. I love me some Chalk Couture. Now this ribbon right here I got from, where did I get it from? Family Dollar for $2. And I'm going to use my Dobabra. Bodabra. I also got this ribbon from the Family Dollar. Gosh, it's been probably 2, maybe 3 years ago. This is some old ribbon. But I absolutely love this ribbon. I would give anything to be able to find that print again. I think it's so pretty. And then this is just some burlap ribbon that's a lot thinner that I'm going to wrap around the middle and glue it down for the middle of my bow. And to me, these two together just made the prettiest little bow for my sign. Then I'm going to take me some of my wood hot glue because to me, it has the best hold of anything. Then I'm going to take some lamb's ear from Walmart. And I'm just going to pick a few pieces off and stick it right in between those two bow pieces. And I'm just going to piece it together. And you'll never be able to tell that it was pieced together once it's done. I'm going to glue it down. And then I'm going to push down on the back of that white bow or the bow with the white on it. and you'll never be able to tell it. It won't move. It won't get out of place where you can see that it's not one cohesive piece that is kind of put together. So if you don't know what I'm doing here, you'll never know it when you're looking at it, with it hanging on the door or the wall or wherever I end up hanging it. Probably my front door, which my front door is red, so I think these colors are going to be gorgeous up against that red, especially for the fall. So now I'm going to take some half beads. Now these half beads came from Temu a while back, and I'm just going to lay them out to see how many I need on the top and the bottom of that farmhouse-ish sign. And once I get them done, I'm going to take some tape. Now I taped on the top simply to flip it over and then tape it again on the bottom. Then I'm going to remove the top piece of tape, and that's just going to keep everything super still, where I can take my paintbrush and go in and paint the antique wax on the top of these half beads. I was fighting with some beads probably about 6 months ago or so. I don't remember when it was. And one of my viewers told me about taping these down. I would give anything to remember who it was, and I don't remember to save my life, but thank you for giving me that tip, because this was a game changer, and it saved the day, and it made this go a whole lot quicker than it would have if I'd have tried to hold on to and paint each one of those little half beads one by one. So whoever you are, I know you'll remember telling me, I'm sure. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Mention it down in the comments below where I can thank you personally again. Anyway, then I'm going to take my baby wipe and just run it down the top. I don't know why I didn't video that. Oh, no, you know what? I didn't. I changed my mind. I did not do that because I wanted to leave it a little bit darker. Now I'm just going to take my brush and put it in that ivory chalk paint. I'm just going to dab on there until I get them sort of very heavily distressed. Once I get that done and the paint dries, then I'm going to take them off of the little piece of tape, and I'm just simply going to hot glue them down with some wood glue. Now, I don't go back and forth between hot wood glue and regular hot glue. I'm generally only using my wood hot glue. That's a tongue twister, y'all. Try it. I'm serious. I always try to get tongue-tied. Try not to get tongue-tied when I'm talking about that wood glue, hot glue sticks. I love the way it works, so it holds so good. But anyway, you see me going all across the top and bottom of that. And I really do think that that's what made this whole sign. Now, these are just a few beads. They're 20 millimeter beads that I painted the same exact way that I did for the front of the sign, and I'm just making me a little hanger. I think I painted 5 of them. I'm tying me a little, golly, I really need to back up and redo this voiceover, but you know what? It's just too much trouble to start over because my tongue gets tied. Anyway, with that, I am done, and look at how pretty this sign turned out. I'm really proud of this sign. I'm not a big sign maker because I'm terrible at bows, but I do like the way that bow dabra, or whatever you call it, helped me make this bow. I think it turned out really pretty. I love the saying. I love everything about it, and I love the way it turned out. Now, this is a gift that I got from a company, and they sent it to me, and it's a Delisi or Decelli? No, Delisi. It's a Delisi, and it's a miniature handheld chainsaw. Now, when they offered to send it to me, I thought, oh gosh, what in the world would I even do with something like that? And I almost turned it down. My husband was like, heck no, that would be perfect for all of the branches and stuff. We've got a big piece of land, and we've always got trees that are dropping some branches down. And he said, no, let's try it at least. So it comes with 2 batteries. It comes with 3 chains, which I thought was pretty good. It comes with the little screwdriver. It comes with safety glasses. It comes with everything. Now, this is a dead tree that these branches had fallen. And he said, you know what, that's actually perfect to try it out on. But I want you to look at how good it works. Now this is him just kind of taking it out. I had already charged that one battery, and it only took 6 hours to charge the battery. And then I did go ahead and recharge the other one. So what he's doing, he's starting with the smallest branches first, just to see what it can handle. And believe it or not, it did not stall on anything that he tried to cut. And if you'll continue to watch, we started really small. Now this is the third branch, and he's getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and he's still going to go 2 more sizes bigger, and it never stalled. It cut right through like butter. Like, we were very, very impressed with this little handheld chainsaw. I will have the link to this down in the description below, and I hope it's pronounced Delisi, D-E-S-I-L-I, or D-E-L-I-S-I. I'm sorry. Anyway, it worked perfectly. It cut through that wood like you wouldn't believe. So now let's get into DIY number 2. This to me is so stinking cute. You can get this little plaque at the Dollar Tree all the time, year round. It's a decent sized little plaque, and I love the design of it. It's real pretty. It's got real pretty edges and everything. So I'm just going to remove the little sticker. I'm going to go in with the antique wax, and I am going to cover the whole thing, plus these little legs that I got from Woodpecker Crafts. Now, I will link all this below. Those are actually candlesticks that you can get from Woodpecker Crafts, but y'all know, if you've been watching me for any length of time, that I will turn anything and everything that I can get my hands on into legs for a little pedestal of some kind, whether it be a riser or a tier tray or whatever, because I just love making stuff like that. You can use them for so many different things. You can put food on it. You can put little cupcakes on it. You can put your jewelry on top of it. You can set it beside your sink in your kitchen to put your dish detergent and your sponge or whatever on top of. Like, there's just so many things you can use these little things for, and I don't even know what to call it, honestly. Maybe a little table or tray or riser. Heck, I don't know. You tell me down in the comments, what would you call it when you see what I do in the end. Anyway, I'm going to paint it all up with my antique wax. And once I get it all painted with the antique wax, then I'm going to go in with the very top, only the top of this, and paint it with that Ivory chalk paint. And the reason I'm doing that is because I need a lighter background for this rub-on transfer that I got at the Dollar Tree for $1.25. I've never seen this particular rub-on transfer before. They only had, I think, 2 or 3 of them at the store that day, and I got every single one of them because they were absolutely gorgeous, especially for $1.25. Anyway, I'm giving a really heavy distressed coat of the Ivory on top of the legs and on the very top of my little plaque here. And then I'm going to show you this gorgeous, gorgeous sunflower rub-on transfer that I found. I love this as much as that really pretty spring one that I've been looking for months and months and months and months and can't find anywhere around here. But look at how pretty that is, y'all. That is just gorgeous to me. And what I'm going to do is lay it straight down in the middle, as close as I can get it to the middle. I couldn't find my little stick that I use, so I just grabbed a little ruler because it, it served the purpose. And I just took that little ruler and I rubbed and rubbed and rubbed until the whole thing had transferred itself over to the top of my little plaque. But look at what a pretty design that is. So gorgeous for fall and really pretty for any time of the year, really. And that's what I was doing with this whole video, was making it where you could kind of introduce fall a little sooner than normal and bring in those fall colors, but yet have something that you can use every day still. And, when we as crafters on YouTube or other social media sites, we do it a lot earlier than the season anyway, so that we can show you how to decorate for your home so that you can go out and by the time you get everything made then it's fall and you can put out your gorgeous things that you have made. So now I'm just going to take some Mod Podge and I'm going to rub all over the top of this rub-on transfer to seal it in and give a really nice coat and a really nice finish to my little tray. Once it's dry, I'm simply going to glue on my legs with my hot glue wood glue sticks. And once I do that, it's done. And I want you to look at how stinking cute this little tray turned out. Perfect, in my opinion, for fall. I love the colors. Look at that. Is that not the cutest little tray? And it's like I said, it's a pretty decent little size for $1.25. I just love that. It's like a little miniature table. And to me, it's so stinking cute. Love, love, love it. Look at those sunflowers. Makes me think of my friend Sarah over at Sunflowers and DIYing, because she's a sunflower fanatic. I love sunflowers too. They're very pretty, very fall. Now let's get into my final DIY. This is 4 coasters that I made out of these plaques that you can get from the Dollar Tree. Now, for the last DIY and this DIY, I only have, let's see, 1, 2, 50. I only have about $4 in them. And then with the round plaque that I used and everything, I had everything else. I don't even have $10 in this whole entire video. That's crazy. Now, because these plaques are so small, well, I think they're like 4 by 4 inches. So that's not real small, but because I'm using a smaller area, I'm simply going to take my antique wax and put it on the baby wipe and just wipe it on. That way I'm not painting it on and wiping it off, painting it on, wiping it off, because this is just too small of an area to go through all of that. So look at how pretty it is. Now, I was intentionally doing these lighter than normal because I didn't want them to be as dark as the other woods that I was making for the other things in the video. I don't know why, I didn't really have any reason that I wanted them lighter. I just wanted them lighter. So anyway, I'm doing the top, the bottom, and the edges of these 4 plaques. And once I do that and set it aside and let them dry, I'm going to go in with my, what are they called? Let me think. They're called French Country Minis, and they're from Chalk Couture. Now, I know that these aren't available now, but they do have some newer French Country or maybe Country Minis, Farmhouse Minis, that I will link in the description box below. But I just took 4 random minis here and put them on the middle top of these little pieces of wood. I chalked it on with my white chalk paste and then removed my little transfer to make the 4 cutest little coasters. Now, once I got these coasters finished and removed my little transfer off, I took some of those same half beads, but wait, let me show you this. Watch this. Look, I love it. Y'all, I'm telling you, I never, ever, 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 ever get tired of doing Chalk Couture. I'm obsessed with it. Anyway, now I'm going to take those same little half beads and I'm going to put 4 of them on the bottom corners of each one of these. And that's just to keep it from rubbing up on your table or whatever and scratching your table. And when you stack them together, it makes it super cute the way they stack together with these little half beads on the bottom. I'll show you what I'm talking about in just a minute. But before I do, I want to take some of that same Ivory chalk paint. I want to dip a brush, like a chip brush, down in just probably the lid. I don't need a whole lot of paint on there at all because I'm just going to sort of lightly distress around each one of these little coasters just to make it a little bit more farmhouse, a little more rustic. And I think these are going to be perfect for fall. And again, like the other 2 things that I made for today's video, perfect for all year round, honestly. But look at how it just brings it to life. when you add that little bit of distressing around the edge. I love it. Do you like it better with the distressing around the edge, or do you like it better plain? You can kind of see a couple of them plain, and then you can see the two that I'm, distressing. You know me, I like to distress everything I can get my hands on. So I do prefer the distressing, but I would like to know what you think. Do you like it better with or without the distressing? But once I get them painted, I'm going to do the same thing with these that I did with the other one, but I'm not going to show it because it's just too much redundancy. And I'm going to take the Mod Podge and cover the whole thing. And this is what they turned out like. I'm going to show you this way, and then I'm going to show it to you stacked up. But look at those cute little designs. That's so quick and easy. $1.25, you're done. And look at that. See what I mean? Those little half beads just make it so cute to stack together like that. I think they're adorable. I love the way they turned out. So see what you can do with some $1.25 planks. And there are 6 of these in a pack. I only did 4, but there are 6 of them that come in a pack. So you can't beat the deal. Now I am going to show you my final reveal and show you what everything looks like when it come together. And I just love it. I love how beautiful and fall-ish, farmhouse-ish and fall-ish that this looks. I love that it's really, really matches all of my decor. I love how these little things turned out and how cute they look stacked up like that. And look at my little tray or my table or whatever you want to call it. And that beautiful rub-on transfer. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. I can't wait to hear down in the comments below what you think about my video today. And I can't wait to hear if you would have left the distressing off of those little coasters that I made. What do you think about my little door hanger? I hadn't made one of those in quite a while. I love it. I think it's very pretty. And it definitely matches everything that I have in my house. So I want to say one more time, thank you to that company who sent me the Delisi miniature chainsaw. We love it. I highly, highly, highly recommend it. It comes with everything you need, and the 2 batteries are rechargeable. So thank you for sending that. A link will be listed below for that particular chainsaw. If you are here for the first time, my name is Brenda, but my sweet grandbabies call me Monner. That's where Monner's Market came from. And if you are here in the live chat, girls, you know I love you. Guys and girls, y'all know I love you. You know that you make my whole week by joining me every single Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time so we can chit-chat and catch up for the week. Hopefully, I will see you next Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for my next video. There will not be a video on the 20th of this month or next because some of the ladies have some things going on and we're not going to do that for a couple of months. But we'll see you again, hopefully, probably in September. Anyway, thank you for coming. Thank you for watching. Be blessed. Bye now.